I want to talk about community for a little bit. I want to talk about having brothers, having sisters, having a community of believers that you can trust. You can give your darkest secrets to. You can talk to them about what is going on in your life. And I want to talk about the power behind this. Because let's just talk about Proverbs 27:17, right? As iron sharpens iron, so does the countenance of a friend. It is important to have friends that can grow you. It is important to have friends that you can trust, that you can lean upon, that can support you. Because it's like that trust fall, right? We all did this in kindergarten. You fell back and the kids behind you supported you. That is what a brotherhood of believers is like. That is what having people at your side is like. Whenever you fall back, whenever you fall in sin, depression, anxiety, these people can help support you. Because I believe it's in Ecclesiastes. It says, "Woe to him who has no one to support him when he falls." Woe to you if you do not have anyone to support you when you fall. When you do not have anyone to support you when you fall, you're going to fall back and you're going to fall hard. You're going to fall hard because no one is there to support you. That is why we cannot walk this walk alone. We cannot go through this life alone because we are social creatures. We long for social connection. We long for love. We long for brotherhood. We long for these things. And when we don't have them, our walk with God will suffer. Because Matthew 18:20 says, "Where two or more gather in my name, there I am among them." When we gather in the name of believers, when we gather with people, when we gather, when we have Bible studies, church, ministries, when we do this, we are supporting God. We are in God's presence. Ecclesiastes 4:2 also says this: "A cord of three strings is not easily broken. It's not easily ripped. A cord of three strings is not easily ripped. A cord of one string is easily ripped." When you're alone, when you're falling into sin and you have no one to talk to, when you're falling into temptation and depression, anxiety, and all these bad things, and you have no one to talk to, that is when you are a one string. You are a one string. You are this right here. Look, that is one single string. And look how easily I ripped this up. That. Broken. That is what the devil does to you when you are alone, when you have no one to talk to, when you're isolated. Because God puts the isolated in communities. God will take you and put you in a community. You just have to be willing to accept that. You just have to be willing to be put in a community. You have to be willing and accepting to be in the presence of believers, because too many people want to find a perfect church. Too many people want to find a perfect group of believers. Well, listen, that perfect group of believers does not exist. It does not exist. You have to find an authentic group of believers, a group, a brotherhood of people who are authentic, who share what is going on in their life. Because no one is perfect. Do not expect to find the perfect person, the perfect group of people, because that is not going to happen. You yourself are not perfect, so why could you accept someone else to be, right? Do not fall for this trap. Always be in the presence of believers. Always strive to find new people. Strive to be with new people, because there's stages to friendship. It goes formal, comfortable, to vulnerable. Formal being it's just a person you'd say hi to. You wouldn't share with this person the things you're going through. You wouldn't say that. It might be a boss, right? Your boss is a formal relationship. You're just there to get work done, right? You're there to get work done. And it goes to comfortable. Comfortable might be the friend you see once a week. It might be a friend you don't really hang out with, right? But you're comfortable around. You're chill, right? He's a nice guy. You're comfortable around them. Then it goes to vulnerable. This is a group of friends that you can rely upon. this is a group of friends that you can trust. Because when you're vulnerable, you're opening yourself up. You're opening yourself up because Jesus, the easiest verse to memorize, Jesus wept. Jesus was vulnerable, and he was vulnerable with the group of people that he trusted most, right? He didn't cry around the Pharisees. He cried with the people he trusted most. He showed emotion. He opened up with the people he trusted the most. We are exposed to be social creatures because when we hide everything to ourselves and we don't open up about it, what good is that? We have to be able to open up about the things we're going through because I want to share with you something, again, using the ropes. Look at this. I'm sure everyone clicked off this video by now. Look, when you are comfortable, when you are formal, this is what you look like. This is you and the other person, right? I can easily rip this in half because guess what? They're not intertwined. I can easily rip this in half. Boom. Ripped it in half. But when you are vulnerable with the person, guess what? Instead of being straight, parallel strings like this, you start to wrap around. You start to wrap around like this. And look, I can't rip this in half. Why? Because those cords are wrapped around. When you're vulnerable with someone, when you discuss the things you're going through with someone, and that person does the same to you, you start to form this bond. You start to form this relationship. You're no longer like this. You're no longer two strings laying together like this, but you're intertwined. You wrap around each other. You help support each other. Because Ecclesiastes 4:2 says, I believe I quoted this verse already, but a three-chord string is not easily torn apart. When you are vulnerable, when you share what you're going through with a group of believers, not a group of believers, sorry. No, when you share what you're going through with a brother in Christ, someone you can trust, rely upon, that will change your life. Because guess what? This person might be struggling with the same thing, and you might be able to lift and encourage each other up. People come to me, my friends come to me, and they're vulnerable. They discuss, we talk about pressing topics. And I'm always there to help support them. And I know that they'll always be there to help support me. Finding a brotherhood, finding a group that you can just pour yourself out to is so important in your walk with God. Listen, you might not have anyone you can trust, but that is where we are called to cultivate relationships with these people so then we can trust them. Find the person that you trust the most and just tell them how you feel. Tell them how you feel. They might not respond well. And if they don't respond well, guess what? Move on, right? It doesn't matter. Chances are they will respond well because they know you. I have brothers that we get in fights all the time. But at the end of the day, we're close. We're together, right? When we get in a fight, it's like me pulling that string. But that string does not rip. That string does not rip at all. It's still intertwined, right? Just be intertwined with someone. Just be there for someone, and someone will be there for you.